In 1927, a young man in Germany placed an ad in the local paper.
Attention. Rare opportunity. Tenor, bass, professional singer not over 25. Musically talented, nice-sounding voices for unique ensemble. Kindly give days and times when available for rehearsals, etc.
Out of that two-line ad came one of the most celebrated music acts of the 20th century, the Comedian Harmonists. The internationally renowned vocal group made over 200 recordings, performed in over 150 concerts around the world, and appeared in numerous films. They played the Berlin Philharmonic, the London Coliseum, and Radio City Music Hall. And yet, for most, the name Comedian Harmonists doesn't ring a bell. How could that be? Well, the Comedian Harmonists rose to fame in the late 1920s and early 1930s in Germany, and half of the group's members were Jewish. Because of this, the Nazi regime designated the work of the Comedian Harmonists degenerate art, and much of it was destroyed, lost to history. But not all of it. The little that there was left inspired writer Bruce Sussman to dig into the story of the Comedian Harmonists, and with his artistic partner Barry Manilow, they created a musical uncovering the music, artistry, and stories of the Comedian Harmonists for the world to know and remember. Harmony, a new musical, officially opened on Broadway November 13th, 2023 at the Ethel Barrymore Theater. And yet, there is only so much history one can fit into a Broadway musical, as Bruce himself said.
So I just needed to simplify. There were so many things that I could have done, but I had to make choices.
Of course.
As Sondheim famously wrote, the choice may be wrong, but the choosing is right.
Mm-hmm. Harmony closed on February 4th, 2024, but the lost history it resurrected is worth a closer look. In this podcast, Who Were the Comedian Harmonists? The True Story Behind Broadway's Harmony, we're digging deeper into their true story. I'm your host, Ruthie Fierberg, Executive Editor of Broadway News. Over the course of this series, we'll dive into the full history of the Comedian Harmonists. It's more complicated than you think. We'll learn the details about each of the 6 famous singers, where they grew up, their musical specialty, their personal lives, and what happened after their time with the group. Plus, you'll hear from creatives and cast members of the musical about using this history to create harmony on stage. Join us. There's a lot to uncover. Who Were the Comedian Harmonists? The True Story Behind Broadway's Harmony is produced by Harmony, a New Musical, and Broadway News, the home for digital journalism on Broadway. I'm your host, Ruthie Fierberg. Thank you so much for listening. To read more about the Comedian Harmonists, visit thecomedianharmonists.com. For more information about the musical Harmony, visit harmonyanewmusical.com. And of course, to learn more about all of the happenings on Broadway, visit broadwaynews.com. If you're fascinated by what you've heard so far on this podcast, please share the Comedian Harmonists story on social media and tag @Harmony, a New Musical, and @Broadway News.